And now for more, it's a pleasure to welcome Uri Shacham, the Deputy Director and Chief of Staff at Magen Adom Emergency Response Services, joining us now from Ramle. Thank you so much for your time. Can only imagine what a busy few days you have had. As we heard in that report from my colleague Joe, yet another direct impact, this time in Beersheba, with 19 people injured. This, of course, coming after the devastating, deadly direct hit in Beit Shemesh on Sunday. Let's start, though, with Beersheba. What details can you share? What did your teams encounter at the scene?
Well, as your correspondent mentioned, the hit was in Beersheba wasn't a direct hit in a building. Nevertheless, the blast has caused massive damage over there. So Magen Adom gets the information of where the missile hit. And then, according to the information we have, we send ambulances and paramedics to the scene to start surveying. Now, during this war and also on June 2025, the damage that we're seeing is different than the damage caused by smaller rockets because of the huge amount of explosive each missile is carrying. So Magen Adom people have to actively go into the buildings and survey the floors themselves. Please remember that Israelis are staying in the shelters right now, and even if they have heard a huge blast outside of their apartment, they don't go out. They are still in the building. So we have to go floor by floor and actually look for people, make sure that either they are still in the shelter, or if something happened to them, then we have to extract them out. This is what happened today. Magen Adom sent dozens of ambulances to the scene and actively looked for injured person. It takes a long time. And during this time, Magen Adom paramedics are under the constant threat of another missile being shot. Now, luckily, because people were following the home front command instructions, staying in the shelters, so we had one patient with moderate condition. The rest were with not so severe or minor injuries. And they had to be evacuated very rapidly to the hospital. Once again, every minute that you are not in a vicinity of a shelter, you are in danger in Israel. But this is what Magen Adom people are trained for.
And there's no doubt about it. The Magen Adom medics and paramedics are angels, risking their lives, as you say, to save the lives of others. Uri, the whole nation mourning, of course, the death of 9 people in Sunday's direct missile hit in Beit Shemesh. Those people were inside a shelter at the time. Beyond tragic, and we saw our reporter on the scene as well in that case, the extent of the damage and the devastation. Talk to us about your teams on the ground in a time like this. As we said, the people who were killed were inside a shelter following the instructions from Home Front Command.
Indeed. And we know that most of them were in the shelter. But we are also aware to the fact that a direct hit of a missile carrying 1,000 kilograms of explosive, even a direct hit to a shelter, is something that a shelter would probably won't be able to protect people. But I'm not here to talk about the shelter. I'm here to talk about the people. And what was devastating in the incident in Beit Shemesh yesterday was that the first responding professionals from Magen Adom were actually people that live in Beit Shemesh itself. Because Magen Adom is embedded into the communities, the first paramedic to arrive to the scene had to take care of his own neighbors, had to survey for people whom he knows, whom he goes together to the synagogue, whom his family has known for many years. Now, I would only imagine how difficult it is to go and treat people in this kind of incident, especially when you know them. We all saw the devastating picture. A whole synagogue actually collapsed, and not only it was hard in the how in the terms I mentioned, but also it was physically hard. It took time to reach to all of the victims. But I think that the experience of Magen David Adom, the fact that we had dozens of ambulances at the scene in a very short time, is something that not only helped to take care of more than 60 casualties that we were able to treat on the scene, but also provide a feeling or the sense of to the people that somebody has their back.
Right.
That even in this kind of tragedy, the help is on the way, and the help is there very fast.
Uri Shacham, Deputy Director-in-Chief of Staff at Magen David Adom, thank you to you and your teams for the incredible work, risking their lives to save others. Live from Ramleh in Israel, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.